Welcome back. We're on episode number 5 now, like Cinco de Mayo. So we have a few things to go over today, and it's pretty exciting actually. So we set up from the last episode. I don't know if I should call it episodes or not, where we scaffolded the template section right here. This is the Electron app. On the side right here, there's a little button you can click, and it expands the template section. And then these are all the templates. So now we're gonna start adding to it. So I already worked with Claude today and came up with these few things that we're gonna be doing. So the first thing we're gonna do is, if you notice on this guy right here, on the bottom in the little console, there's an error here, isDragging prop on the DOM element. So we're gonna have Claude Code take a look at that, clean that up. We're gonna keep most of these warnings for now, but we are gonna get rid of all this verbose logging. We used that a few episodes back, but we were trying to troubleshoot why this guy wasn't working, the little divider between the editor and the canvas. But now that we have that squared away, we really don't need that. So we're gonna get rid of it. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start Claude up. Okay, I'm ready to go. Let's get Claude started. Give me the first prompt, please. All right, so we have our first prompt, and now we're gonna paste it in here. Boom. And if you've been following along, what I have been doing is I've been using the Claude Sonnet 4.5 in the chat to help me articulate my messages that I give to Claude Code. I find it easier to work that way. A few things go on, right? First, it helps me slow down and it helps me really understand what we're doing one step at a time. Like a perfect example here is where we're phasing things. We're giving things different phases, different milestones of things that we want to hit. In this particular case, we're trying to get rid of all this verbose debugging. So let's clear the console. And also that is draggable or is dragging. So phase 0, console cleanup. So let's see if that worked, right? So now we're gonna go to File, New. And we're gonna move this guy around. No more verbose debugging in the console log, and no more error. So phase 1 complete. This thing's a freaking monster, man. It gets done so quick. Okay, so how about the prompt for the next phase, please? It looks like phase 0 was successful. So we did phase 0. So now we're going to phase 1, which is gonna be our foundation components. So we're gonna build small reusable pieces like alert, notification, info success, batch indicators, things of that nature. We're gonna start filling up our template section. And then once we build all the pieces from our template section, we're gonna use those to start building bigger, more complete layouts in this full pages section. And we'll go over this once we paste it in, and Claude is firing away. Paste. 144 lines. Now that's 144 lines of detail. It's pretty cool that we could just say, hey, write it, and it goes, go. All right, so the objective of this phase is gonna be to add 4 new templates to the components category. Components category is gonna be right here. So we currently have button, card, and form input. These are gonna be small reusable building blocks that will be used in the later phases. Holy smokes, it's already done. Let's see what happened. So we have 4 new components. Let's give them a shot, right? So we have interactive demo, and then we have our button. This is our interactive demo, here's our button. So let's put something between this interactive and this interactive demo, right? So add JavaScript for dynamic behavior, there's the div. So right now, we're writing in between these two guys, and let's add an alert. So there's our little alert component. And then we're gonna use our format up top, and bam, it cleaned it up. Okay, that worked. And it looks like it is this big. Let's move on to the next phase, and we'll keep progressing forward, right? And that was phase 1, foundational components. Now we're gonna go to phase 2. As a quick reminder, phase 2 is gonna be our navigation and layout components. So we're gonna add to the existing nav, grid, and footer sections. We're gonna add a sidebar layout and a 2-column layout. That's what we expect on this guy right here. Navigation and layout right here. Paste, 104 lines. This thing's gonna be done coding all this before we're done reading it. Oh, let's see if it built them. It built them. Sidebar layout. So let's do a new real quick. This is so cool. We can use format and bam, formats everything on this side. Oh, okay. So we have the tab component. I did not know that. So let's go back. It's real easy to find it if we go to the interactive and interactive demo. So here's our feature cards. So again, we're in the same spot, line 40, and this little section right here. Let's see what happens if you add a tab there. Oh, pretty cool. Control Z. Navigation bar, pretty cool. File new. Grid, footer, sidebar layout. Let's see what the heck that does. We should probably go to the top of the body and put it in there real quick. Sidebar layout. Look at that. So now we have our sidebar, and it doesn't slide in and out. It's missing a few things. But hey, we're still building, right? That was phase 2. Phase 2 is complete. Let's start with 3. So phase 3 is going to be our hero section, which is going to be right here. Actually, we can collapse these. We'll only open up the ones that we're using. So here's our hero section. So we're going to have 3 new hero templates. Let's see what they're going to look like. Paste them in. 160 lines of instruction. Let's go. And we have our new hero sections. We have our standard one, which is going to be right. We just do it at the top of the body. We'll put them all in there. We'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then we're gonna hit format, make sure everything formats itself. We also have it set up so that there's comments for each section that gets added. So basically here it says split hero. So now I know that this is where the split hero section begins. So let's take a look at these. Here's our regular standard hero section. Here's our split hero section. Here's our centered hero section. And then here's our hero with the form. Pretty cool. So we got rid of all that. So let's continue. So that was phase 3. Wow, looking good. Next phase, please. So we're on phase 4. I do notice that Claude is starting to slow down quite a bit. And our usage isn't even that high either right now. This is actually a new chat that I started from the, I'm actually continuing the conversation. I think it says it up here. Yeah, resuming cross-platform framework conversation. I just called it cross-platform framework. It started off kind of weird, but here we are. So this is a new chat window that I started for this video 5. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo, video 5. And I notice it's really starting to slow down. And here's our usage. Holy smokes. This guy straight went to 26%. I feel like I've used it less today than usual, and it's already skyrocketed to 26%. Usually about this time I'm at like 5 maybe, which is weird. I wonder why it's fluctuating. Maybe the requests that I'm asking it are super intense. I have no idea what it's doing under the hood, but I do know that it's slowing down. All right, so we're back to where we were. We're on phase 4 and still writing. This is a big phase. This is gonna be pretty interesting. Sometimes while this thing is working, I'm just wondering like, dang, imagine having to write all this, how long that would take. This thing really helps speed up the development process by a lot. Look at this. We offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all paid plans. No hassle, full refund. Promises, promises, promises. Holy smoke, this is gonna be a lot. Paste this into Claude code. When phase 4 is complete, we move on to phase 5. What is this, like 250 lines or something? How many lines are you, buddy? 340, oh my gosh. This is a lot to process. All right, so this is gonna be content blocks. So while that guy's going, content blocks are gonna show up in this section right here. So these are gonna be little sections that go onto the web pages. When phase 4 is complete, we move on to phase 5, forms. All right, looks like phase 4 completed successfully. We're ready to move on. Claude, you have slowed down considerably. Ooh, password login form. All right, so I'm pasting in phase 5 forms, the prompts that Claude Sonnet 4.5 crafted for Claude Code. 207 lines. Engage. This is gonna be fun. All right, let's see what that did. Whoops, wrong one. Where's Electron? There you are, buddy. So we're doing forms now. We did content blocks. So we have navigation, content blocks. We're doing forms right now. We have components, we have hero. So our last two are gonna be forms and then full page layouts using the pieces, the components that we've made earlier. So they're gonna be page starter templates. So when somebody wants to create a web page, they can just start with the starter page template. Then they can add stuff, move stuff, edit stuff as they see fit. Save the page and bam, you have a website. Too easy, right? Knock on wood that it's that easy though. And there's still so many features to implement. Bam, we got our forms in there. So we're in the welcome section and our feature cards. So underneath our feature cards, in between the interactive demo, line 40, after I hit 2 lines, we're gonna see what the login form looks like. Boom. That is awesome. Let's make sure format still works. Format still works. We're gonna get rid of this whole section for our login form. Let's check out the newsletter sign up. Please stay tuned. You know what? I can see that going into the footer or at the bottom of a landing page. So that works. So far, so good. So that was our forms. All right, guys. So now it's time for the moment of truth. So this is where this is the phase of the plan where we take these components that we made and Claude is gonna come up with templates for it, starter templates using these components. Pretty interesting, right? So we had it create little components, then we're gonna use those as building blocks to build the big components. I'm excited to see this work. All right, so grand finale time, right? Let's see all this come together and make the start pages look awesome. Maybe I should have started a new chat to get a much cleaner context, but then I'd have to build it back up with the context window. This should be fine. Confetti, boo! Let's go. Man, this thing did 340 lines a few prompts ago. I'm real curious how many lines this is gonna be. 500. I just made that up. But you would think since it's making landing pages, you know how many landing pages is it making? I'm not sure. Well, not landing pages, but full page starters. We're gonna also have to rename the this area, and I think it should be have that same divider kind of action going on where it can make the content fit, or maybe wrap the words around. That might be better. So when you hit new, you know what? I don't even know how this is gonna work because when you hit new, you get this default starter page. I didn't actually think it through exactly how it's gonna work. And I think Claude kind of skipped that part as well. So maybe you have to delete the whole page to insert the whole new starter page. I'm not sure. Dang, this guy's still going. Let's go. This is it. This is it. Everything comes together on this one, guys. All right, copy, paste. My guess was 500 lines. 744. This is 50% more than, roughly almost 50%. It would have been 750, but almost 50% more than what I thought. And I was thinking high. 744 lines of instruction. Go. So it's only 3? That's it, Claude? Only 3 starter pages? Rubbish. No, I'm just kidding. That is awesome. That's pretty impressive. I mean, as far as we've gotten now, so far, it's pretty impressive. But it's not just about making this app, right? This is just for fun, an Electron app. But what we're doing is we're learning processes on how to, well, I'm learning. So what I'm learning right now is processes on how to create software a little better using AI, instead of trying to use a one-shot prompt, instead of trying to get everything in one long prompt, how to break down the projects into manageable chunks and then build from there. Because we've done a heck of a lot less troubleshooting than we would have if we would have just started huge. At least that's my thoughts. So now adding all 3 complete page templates to the full pages category. These are the crown jewels, complete production ready pages. That's what it says, right? Knock on wood, just finished up. This is it. Honestly, I am scared to look at it. All 3 pages are complete HTML documents with doc type and Tailwind CDN. Remember those warnings that we were talking about down here? The Tailwind CDN? Well, that's what it's using. All right, well, let's see how to make this guy work, right? So file new. So this is our default template. Now, let's see how to make these guys work. Let's just hit Control A, delete, landing page. Bam! So these are complete. Wow, that is dope. Okay, so you know what? Let's see how many pages this is, or how many lines this guy is. So this is 290 pages, lines. Brand. You know what though? I have my suspicions about how much of our components are actually used in this. Start free trial, watch demo. Maybe the next video I'll start comparing about what it said it made and then what it did. But as of now, we'll just leave this. You know what? We don't have our little hamburger menu up top either in the navigation. That's gonna be something we're gonna have to fix. All right, so let's try our next one, our about page. Okay, not bad. I mean, again, same thing. Nav bar is kind of terrible, but it does highlight what page it's on, which is pretty cool. We have our placeholders. The weird thing is it says 2024. So I wonder if this is ripping it from another page. I mean, from like an online repo somewhere that was built in 2024. And then these links obviously aren't gonna work. And our contact us page. Okay, so we have our 3 starter pages, our hero section. You know what? Let's go back to that, right? Control A, delete. You know what we should do though? We should make it so whenever we hit landing page, that it clears everything and then adds it. You know what I mean? Instead of us having to Control A and delete kind of thing. So maybe we'll make that one little change. In the full pages set, so to articulate the message, it's gonna say, we're gonna say something like this. All right, so what I'm asking it right now is, in this full page template section, whenever I click it, it just adds it to the existing code, right? Which is dumb, because if I'm ever going to use one of the full page landing pages, I want it to overwrite all this code. I don't want to have to hit Control A, delete, and then add it on there. I want it to do it automatically. So only for the full page sections though, only for the full page templates. And also this is kind of wrong. We want our, oh no, that's right, landing about contact. Good enough. But oh my goodness, Claude is so slow right now. I wonder what happened. You know what? It might be at a peak usage time right now. I'm not usually on it at this time of the day, so this is probably what's going on. Yeah, okay, so absolutely, that's a great UX decision. Full page templates should replace everything since they're complete starting points, not insertable components. Let's make it happen, Captain. Haste. Let's go. I should do like an echo thing. Let's go. And Claude is doing great. You know, every time that you submit feedback that's helpful to Claude, they should give you like $1 credit off of your bill because you're helping make it better. Man, I shouldn't go down that rabbit hole. I'm grateful to have access to these tools, that's for sure. And that we're not priced out of it yet. Right now, it's all garbled up because it has all these, whenever I hit the landing pages, it was just adding it to the existing current page. Pretty soon here, we're gonna hit one of these buttons and it's gonna clear all this and bam, fill it up. On click, on insert template, template category. So on click, insert the template data. Only if it's a full page template. Else, insert where the cursor's at. And Claude. I have my suspicions that you're not being 100% truthful. I have my doubts that all this was built with the components that we built, which tells me that we may need to add more components so we could build stuff like this. And on top of that, oh yeah, we have some hover effects, let's go. I like that. But I also want it to like raise up a little bit, not just show shadow. But that's still cool, right? We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's do the landing page. Oh, and we got an error off the top. Clear console. About page. Copy console. So uncaught error type, right? Replace all content is not a function. So it might have made the function replace all content, but probably put like to do in there. Like commented to do this later, which is cool. I mean, geez, this thing did way more. I wouldn't even be at the beginning of this without it. So I just copy pasted this and said, here's an error. I'm not gonna give this particular error to Sonnet just yet. I'm gonna try to hammer it out with code to see if it's able to fix its own issue. File new, okay. Code editor, full page, landing page, boom. Okay, about page, boom. Contact page, boom. Let's go. So there are some improvements we have to do, but we set out to accomplish a few things and we hammered them out, right? So we did phase 0 was to clean up the debugging and the verbose debugging. Then also we had an isDragging error. That was phase 0. Then phases 1 through 5 was to create these different sections, right? Everything but full pages. We needed to create some hero sections, some components, some forms, some content blocks, and some navigation and layout sections. That was our goal, 1 through 5. Then goal number 6 was to take all those components that we just created and then create 3 landing pages or 3 full starter pages with those components. We have some investigating to do to see if Claude really only used these, only used the sections the components that we created. We can explore that at a later time. But as of right now, these 3 pages are built and allegedly with these components that we created. So I would say that this is a success. We hit all the goals of what we were trying to accomplish, with one bonus too, something that I didn't even think about. Whenever you start a full landing page, to basically clear the code in the editor. And then that way you start with this clean page. Pretty cool, right? So I'm not sure what we're gonna tackle in episode 6. We have a few things to unpack. Basically, one thing that kind of bugs me is there is no hamburger menu when the nav bar collapses. But I'm not sure if we're gonna attack that yet or not. Other than that, I have to play around with it a bit to see if there's like, as a user, what would I change? What would I add? What would I remove? Kind of thing. There's so much more to do. So stay tuned and we'll see what we're gonna do next.